Well, hello, model car fans. My name is Joe. This is the Model Building Corner. Can't believe I did it again. Welcome to Model Cars and Coffee. And this was started by Paul over at Left Coast Models. And well, let me start out and get my coffee. You know, you gotta make it part of coffee. I don't drink coffee. Tell you what, this stuff used to be 99 cents. And then when Coke and Pepsi started going up, it went up to $1.29. Still less than half. Now it went up to $1.49. Still cheaper. And after about 6 bottles, you get used to it, you know. It tastes just like Coke. That's what I'm saying. So anyways, you know, I've been just trying to have a little bit of fun with some of you guys with the channels that I love to watch. So obviously Raul, we all know what he does over there. If you guys have not seen that wide body kit that he's doing on that Mustang, oh my gosh, the yesterday's video, his update. Actually, I might be a little bit behind, so it might not have been yesterday, but I watched it yesterday. That paint combination that he said was a gamble, man, it looks amazing. So check him out. And of course, we all know that Raul is the one who is responsible for introducing us to the craziest guy in the community. We know who all that is. So yeah, check him out. One other thing I wanted to mention, and I feel like a fool for not realizing to do it myself, but if you guys don't know Christopher at Chris's House of Plastics, he's got a brand new channel. He doesn't have shop cards yet, but he reached out to me and asked for a shop card. And that's the way I found his channel. I had no clue, so I subscribed to him. He's only got a couple videos out there so far, but he seems like a real nice fella. So check him out. It's Chris's. What did I say it was again? Anyway, I'm gonna put the link in the description for you guys. He also goes by Dragon Freak, so I'll put all of that information in the description. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, it just left my mind. I mean, I was watching Frank's video, and I'm like, yeah, I subscribed to Chris, and I'm like, duh, why didn't I do that? So, yeah, if you guys haven't seen Frank's video and checked out Chris already, I'm asking you to go do it. So, other than that, the very first thing I wanted to talk about on my very first model cars and RC, not to be confused with RC cars, but RC Cola, is I'm going to talk about the Monte Carlo, but I'm going to do it down here. So, all right, so just a little bit of backstory for those of you that didn't watch this is the in December, the earliest when I first started the channel. Basically, I bought that Duster and was working on that, trying to get back into the hobby. And I bought this model kit like 2 or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago. Tried to get back into the hobby then. And I had been out of it for 10 years. And things that I was doing that I used to do in the past wasn't working anymore. I mean, I didn't have a lot of experience. I mean, I've built a lot of models, but I never had the encouragement or the knowledge from watching you guys. So, I mean, I would prime the bodies, but as far as the parts on the sprues, I would clean them, but I would never prime that stuff. I would just try to brush paint everything with model paints. And I noticed that the testers and the model masters, it's like they weren't covering the way they used to back in the day, so I was getting annoyed with it. And I painted the body, and it wasn't the color that I wanted. It was really, really bright. It was a different color than this, and so the car went back in the box and it sat. And then when I started the channel and started working on the Duster, I was playing with some stuff that I'd seen you guys doing on the body, like digging in the panel lines, which I've done before as far as with panel black, not panel black, but with craft paint watered down. But I never scribed them to get them deeper and stuff like that. So I was working on that as a test mule. And a lot of you guys were like, dude, you need to finish that Monte Carlo. And so I ended up doing that. So, and the reason why I always loved this car is my uncle, back when I was probably like, in single digits, had one in the that darker green with the green interior. And that's what I tried to mimic here. And if you can see it back there. And then when I was in the service, I was stationed out in 29 Palms, California. Or hell, as you might want to call it, because it is hot out there. One of the guys in my unit had one that was sitting in the desert. He brought with him and never did anything with it. It had no drivetrain in it, and it was the exact same green color that my uncle's was. And I ended up picking that up for a couple $100. I think it was a 75 Caprice Classic that me and a friend ripped the drivetrain, put it in this car, and then my grandmother heard about it. I'm in California. She lives in New Jersey. Did live in New Jersey. She heard about it and started calling it the Frankenstein car. So that's why it's called Frankenstein, in honor of her memory. This car, the paint is darker than it looks in the camera. It does look the part of that original green 70s GM, but the metal flake in it is way too big. And I don't think it should have been metal flake at all that I could remember. So yeah, so that's the story on this one. I was glad that I finished it. If I can find another one of these kits, I would definitely redo it. I never liked the ride height. I can never get that nose down. And maybe now, that I've learned a few things, maybe I can tweak the nose. I don't know if it's the way the interior tub is sitting in there that's causing it, but because I've been starting to fit some of the bodies on the chassis without the interior tubs in them to see how they sit, and then see how they sit after that. And sometimes there is a difference. So this one's got the full air conditioning and heater hoses and radiator hoses and that 10-mile long fan shroud. Man, I always loved these cars. This was my favorite body style of the Monte Carlo, the first gen. Didn't care for the 73s, 70, 71, 72 I liked. That was the 73. And then when they came out with the 78 to 80, I really liked the 80. I had another uncle that had the 80 with a 3.8 liter turbo. And that was in 1980, and that was like a rare thing. It had the turbo scoop set off to the side as opposed to in the center like the Buicks did. But anyway, so yeah, that's my story about my Monte Carlo on my first model cars and coffee. Alright, so I appreciate you guys a whole ton. I've got a lot of cleaning to do. I was supposed to do cleaning yesterday before I painted. Oh, I put it away. Before I painted the Camaro. But Terry Sanders, he pointed out, it's like, dude, what kind of cleaning you gonna do? I'm like, oh, I gotta sweep and mop and this and that, blah, blah. He's like, dude, paint the car first. You don't want to be kicking up dust. I'm like, good point. So I had an excuse not to do anything yesterday cleaning wise. So obviously, I mean, I've got to straighten this mess up. And I got some work to do around here. I mean, normally it's called a honey-do list, but I think for me, it's Joe Stop Being Lazy list. So anyway, you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I will catch you on the next build video. So appreciate everybody. Thank you. Turn the clicker.